What's up? What's up, legends? It has been a while. I'm back with my boy. And today I want to talk about what it's looked like over the last 6 to 8 months, locking in. All right, I'm going to put the dog down. So, if you're new here, I'm Darcy Madigan, and I quit my warehouse job and dropped uni this year to go all in on this online business and high ticket sales. Now, there's a common phrase, and a lot of people say it or it's like an online thing. You see it in like videos and reels and whatnot. It's like all it takes is 6 to 12 months. 6 to 12 months of locking in on an online business and you'll make it. And I just want to share with you guys what it's actually looked like for me. So I haven't posted on YouTube for a while, and I wanted to make it consistent, but I don't know, I just got so distracted with other tasks and everything else going on. But anyway, let's just get straight to the point. So left my warehouse job, left uni. Well, you know what? I left uni first. Dropped uni this year, 2025, to just go all in on the online business and essentially see where I end up, right? Because this also ties into the quote, all it takes is a year, all it takes is 6 months of just locking in. And I think it's a good concept, and that's why I want to dive deep on what it's looked like for me. And basically left uni, and I was still working in a warehouse early 2025. So January, February, just January and February, I was working in a warehouse, and I was actually working 3 jobs, bro. I was working 2 warehouse jobs and 1 other job that I was doing on a Saturday. But my schedule was pretty fucked. I was working from 5:30 a.m. until 11 at my first warehouse job, and then 12 midday until about 9:30, 10:30 p.m., bro. And that was Monday to Friday, and then Saturday I was working in my other job. I won't go into depth about that, but anyway, it was just a supervising role. Anyway, 1st of March, I quit all of those jobs, and actually, you know what, first, let me go back. 1st of January, so I'd been working on this online business since about August last year is when I actually started in 2024. So going into 2025, I'm like, bro, I need to get out of this warehouse job. I hated it so much. And I set a deadline on the 1st of January, like, New Year's Day, right? When you have your New Year's resolutions and shit. I said to myself that I'm not going to be working in a 9 to 5 for longer than another 2 months. Fuck this shit, I'm out. And I booked a one-way flight on the 1st of March to go to Queensland. And I'm from Melbourne in Australia. And that was that was my deadline, which was sick, because basically promised myself I'm not going to be working in a 9 to 5 or warehouse job for longer than another 2 months, and literally just made it happen. And that's exactly what I did. And luckily for me, by then, I was able to replace my warehousing income in order to make that happen, because I literally just manifested it, bro. I said to myself, 1st of March, I'm out of this shit, and I did it. Spent 2 months or so working in Queensland, remotely though, online, on the online business. So that was pretty good. It was a nice, time away for myself, because obviously this shit's pretty stressful. So it was good to just get away, have some time to myself, and refocus, rethink, refresh. And that was great. I did a lot of cool things over there. It's pretty cool. I'm back home now. But anyway, let's just go back to what this video is actually about. So the last 6 to 12 months. So I did that, but people think you're going to get rich or some shit in your first 6 to 12 months. Look, you're not going to get rich, and I'm not claiming to be successful or rich, and by no means am I saying that I've made it. But what I have done is I was able to replace my warehousing income. I now work completely remote online on my own terms, and I don't have a boss down my throat every day telling me when I'm allowed to eat lunch. I don't have a boss that's in control of my schedule, which is great. That is sick. That is one of the greatest things ever, right? That was the first big goal, replacing my warehousing income and being able to work remote online. So that's pretty cool, been able to do that. But the first 6 months to a year in an online business or whatever business model that you choose to go into, you're not going to get rich. Like, it will complement your bank account very nicely, but you got to remember, you're still learning. You're still learning everything. So what that first 6 to 12 months actually does, and what it's done for me, is just lay out the foundations, set out the basics, and what it's also done for me is change the trajectory of my life, right? And since I've been working remotely online on my own terms, like, I cannot go back to working a normal job or like a 9 to 5. And I'm not just saying that to piss you off or in a flex way. I'm just saying it because it's true. Like, once you get a taste of doing your own thing and being able to make money online from wherever the fuck you want in the world, it's pretty hard to go back to a 9 to 5 job. I hate the term, but it's like, it's true. It's pretty hard to, go back to that after seeing what's out there and what's actually possible working remotely online. It's fucking insane, and the potential of this industry is crazy. There's going to be a lot of jobs that go remote in the next couple of years, and I think if you're not getting onto it now, you're just going to miss out. Like crypto and trading, all of these things just pass by. Like Bitcoin, how many people were like, oh yeah, I'm going to invest in this X, Y, and Z a couple of years ago, and then they just didn't, and it's flown past. Like, if you're not jumping on the train now, you're just going to get left behind, because by the way things are going, inflation in Australia has not stopped rising, and if you're working for a boss, your pay most likely isn't. It's most likely not going anywhere, especially in a warehouse. Like, I was working in a warehouse. It's a set wage, bro. You can get in there like at 18 years old, get paid like $30 to $40 an hour, but that's it. You're not getting a pay rise there, bro, unless you spend, 30 years of your life at the one company for a $4 pay rise. I don't know. It's just $40 an hour. Is that really going to be enough to support a family of children one day? Fuck, probably not, man. And especially with, inflation and the cost of literally everything going up in Australia, I just don't think it was going to cut it. So you don't have to start an online business, but if you're not doing something else on the side of your normal job right now, I just think you're, shooting yourself in the foot really by not doing something else, because it's always the people that are complaining about how expensive everything is and the cost of living, but they're just not doing anything about it. They're complaining about their shit situation, how bad it is, how expensive everything is, and how broke they are, but they're not doing anything about it to actually change. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but my main point and the reason I wanted to create this video was because people say like, oh yeah, it takes 6 to 12 months and you're going to get rich, you're going to make it. It's to some degree, but majority of the time, you're not going to get rich in your first year of trying something new, but it will lay the foundations out, and you'll develop a fuck ton of great habits and discipline to then carry over to the next year. So example of this, me taking a year off uni, say, oh, I'm going to take 1 year off uni, see how it goes, right? I'm halfway through this year. We are halfway through, or almost, basically halfway through 2025 right now. We're just about to enter June, and I'm not going back to a fucking 9 to 5. I don't want to go back to uni. I just want to work remotely online, and my worst case scenario is to be a remote closer. So just, yeah, I don't know. I can't go back, man. As I said, like, once you get a taste of this shit and how good it actually is and the potential of this in this industry, you just can't go back. And once you see what's possible and it's like just reassured in your brain, you know that you can do it and you believe in yourself so much that you just can't go back. I'm not special either. I'm just your average ass dude. Dropped out of fucking high school, got into an apprenticeship, then got into a warehouse because the apprenticeship was fucked, like $13 an hour, and it was just shit work. I have a few mates that are still tradies. I don't have hate for the trade, but my experience was pretty shit because shit boss. I won't get into it, but I'm not anyone special. I'm just your average ass guy who found something, started dedicating my time outside of my working hours towards getting better at that one thing, and it's brought me to where I am now, you know? And as I said, I'm not claiming to be rich or anything like that. I'm just your normal as guy who found something, started falling in love with the process and getting better at that thing every day. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So to summarize, like, you're not going to get rich in your first year of trying something new, but what it will do is set out the foundations and give you a good taste and feel of what it's actually like. All right, I'm going to wrap that up for today. So subscribe and like, comment, and share if you liked content like this. I'll try to post on YouTube more actively now, but we'll see how I go. Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.